This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Today is July 21st, 2023. Here are 12 of the stories that we're following this morning. First, the markets are relatively flat this morning. They were pointing up earlier. Now they're pretty flat. Second, the markets were down yesterday on two key pieces of news. First, weaker earnings from some big companies. And second, lower than expected jobless claims. The lower than expected jobless claims give people fear that the Fed will keep on rising rates a little bit more aggressively. Third, the NASDAQ fell 2.05% yesterday, a big day of losses there. Both Meta and Tesla were down significantly, Facebook and Tesla. Fourth, the S&P fell 0.68%, so again, a significant loss there too. Third, the Dow Jones, which is a much smaller index, only 30 stocks, itself rose 0.47%. Sixth, the 10-year Treasury rose almost 10 basis points yesterday. That sends more signals long run that people don't expect the Fed to reduce rates as quickly. There's still a big gap between the 10-year and the 1-year. Seventh, the 1-year Treasury opens about 5.36%. Still fairly high by at least traditional standards. Eighth, Bitcoin fell and opens around 29,800. Ninth, Tesla fell nearly 10% yesterday. We'll have a separate podcast on that. 10th, Meta Facebook fell more than 4% yesterday. 11th, and this was one of the big news pieces yesterday, U.S. jobless claims were lower than expected. New U.S. jobless claims came in at 228,000. This again gives the markets more concern that the Fed will stay aggressive. And finally, 12th, Intuitive had overall a great quarter with increased revenues and procedures. Procedures on Intuitive systems were up 22%. Revenues were up 17%. The company stock is up 31% year to date. It's fairly, at least the market thinks, was relatively fully valued because even with great second quarter results, the stock's down a little bit this morning. Again, great leadership at Intuitive. Gary Guthart, we've had on our podcast before, is just a phenomenal leader. He's been there for almost 30 years, just incredible. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Again, those are 12 stories that we're following this morning. Thank you for listening.